I open my phone, I look at the investment app, and I just freeze. It feels like a test I didn't study for. Should I buy Apple? Everyone has an iPhone. But is it too late? What about Tesla? Seems risky. Or maybe a bank. I feel safe, but boring. Every choice feels like it could be the one that loses all my money. So I close the app. Again, how are you supposed to know which company to pick?
Maybe the problem isn't which company you pick. Maybe the real problem is that you feel you have to pick one at all.
What other way is there? Investing is buying a piece of a company. You have to choose which one.
That's what most people believe, that investing is a game of finding the one winner, the next Amazon, the next Google.
Exactly. And it's stressful.
It's stressful because it's nearly impossible. Think about a huge shopping mall. It has 100 different stores.
Okay.
Trying to pick the one winning stock is like trying to predict which single store in that mall will make the most money this year.
I see. It could be the shoe store, or the electronics store, or the little coffee shop. You never know for sure.
Precisely. And you could spend weeks researching. You could read reviews, you could check their finances, but a new manager could arrive, or a competitor could open across the street, and suddenly your perfect choice is the wrong choice.
That's what I'm afraid of. Making the wrong choice and feeling stupid about it later.
That fear is logical, but it's based on a limited view of the game. What if you didn't have to bet on a single store?
What do you mean?
What if, instead of buying the shoe store, you could buy a tiny piece of the entire mall itself?
A piece of the mall?
Yes. You become a part owner of the building and the land. Now you don't care if the shoe store does well, or the coffee shop has a slow month.
Because if the mall is busy overall, I do well. If people are shopping, my investment grows.
Exactly. You stop focusing on the individual success of each component.
A component. So each store is just one component of the mall.
And you own the whole thing. If one store closes, a new one opens. The mall continues. Your success is tied to the success of the overall shopping economy, not the performance of one specific shop.
That sounds much safer. But how do you do that with stocks? You can't just buy the stock market.
You are closer than you think. You can, in a way. That's the core idea we're exploring.
So you're saying I don't need to be an expert on any single company?
I'm saying that trying to be an expert on single companies might be the very thing holding you back.
So what is this mall, this product that holds all the companies?
Let's stay with the idea for a moment. People love picking individual stocks for the same reason they love sports. They want to pick the winning team.
It's exciting. If you pick right, you feel brilliant.
It is. But professional investing, for most people, shouldn't be for excitement. It should be for a long-term, predictable goal. The excitement of picking stocks often leads to emotional decisions. You buy when the news is good and prices are high. You sell when the news is bad and prices are low.
I can definitely see myself doing that.
So we need a system that removes that emotion, a system that lets you own the entire mall. This product you're asking about is often called an index fund.
An index fund. I've heard that term. It sounds complicated.
The name sounds technical. The idea is simple. Imagine a list of the 500 largest companies in the United States. That list is an index.
Okay, a list, like the S&P 500.
Exactly. Now, an index fund is a single investment product that automatically buys all 500 of those companies for you in the correct proportions.
All of them? So when I put $100 into this fund?
A small piece of that $100 buys Apple. Another small piece buys Microsoft. Another piece buys Amazon. Another piece buys Johnson & Johnson, and so on for all 500 companies.
So I own a tiny, tiny fraction of every major company.
Yes, you own the aggregate.
The aggregate, the total, the whole group. So it's not just one company, but the whole collection.
That's the key. You are no longer betting on one horse in the race. You are betting on all the horses. Or more accurately, you've bought a small piece of the entire racetrack.
But some of those horses will lose. Some of those 500 companies will fail.
They will. And it won't matter to your long-term plan.
How can it not matter if a company I own goes to zero?
Because for every company that fails and gets removed from the list, a new innovative company grows large enough to take its place. Your fund automatically sells the loser and buys the new winner without you doing anything.
So the collection, the aggregate, it sort of heals itself? It replaces its weak parts automatically?
That's a great way to put it. The overall trend of the market, of the economy, has historically been upward. By owning the whole market, you simply move with that broad, powerful trend. You are not distracted by the daily drama of individual companies.
So it's a very hands-off approach. I just buy it and leave it alone?
It is. In fact, its power comes from being hands-off. It's a passive strategy.
Passive? That sounds lazy. Aren't smart investors supposed to be active? Buying and selling, looking for opportunities?
That's another common belief, that more activity equals better results. It feels productive to be busy.
Right. If I'm paying someone to manage my money, I want them to be working hard for me.
But what if their hard work is actually costing you money? Every time an active manager buys or sells a stock, it creates costs, fees, taxes, and studies have shown over and over that the vast majority of these active, smart managers fail to perform better than a simple passive index fund over the long term.
So their effort to pick the winners actually makes them perform worse than just buying everything?
Often, yes, because they are trying to do something incredibly difficult, predict the future. The index fund doesn't try to predict anything. It doesn't have an opinion.
It just owns what exists.
It just holds a mirror up to the market. Its only job is to mimic the index perfectly.
To mimic it, to copy it. So there's no genius manager making brilliant decisions. The fund's strategy is just copy the list?
Exactly. And because there is no genius manager to pay and very little buying and selling, the costs are incredibly low.
Okay, that makes sense. Lower costs mean more of my money is actually working for me.
That is perhaps the single most important secret in investing. The fees are not a small detail. They are everything. The difference between a 1% fee and a 0.1% fee over 30 years is enormous. With index funds, the fees can be so low they are almost negligible.
Okay, that makes sense, but it still feels too simple. If this is true, why do smart people on TV still pick stocks? Why do huge famous investment firms exist if all you have to do is buy an index fund?
That's a fair question. The financial industry is a business. It makes money from activity, from complexity, from making you feel like you need an expert guide.
They sell the dream of beating the market.
They do, and it is a very appealing dream. A passive strategy of buying the whole market isn't exciting. It doesn't make a great story for the evening news. Man holds index fund for 30 years and becomes modestly wealthy.
Right. It's not as exciting as woman buys Tesla stock early and retires at 35.
But for every one of those stories, there are thousands of untold stories of people who tried to find the next big thing and failed. The index fund is a strategy built on humility. It is the admission that we do not know the future. And because we don't know, the smartest move is to not bet on one specific outcome.
So you don't bet on one company, you bet on the whole system, on the economy continuing to grow over time.
You've got it. That's the mental shift. You stop being a stock picker and you become a business owner. You own a slice of the entire capitalist engine.
I like that framing. A business owner, not a gambler.
Let's connect these ideas. You start with the belief that you must pick individual companies, the separate components of the market.
And that feels overwhelming.
But an index fund allows you to buy the aggregate, the whole collection, in one simple transaction.
So I own a piece of everything, the good and the bad.
And because the fund's goal is simply to mimic the market, not to outsmart it, it follows a passive approach.
No active genius, just copying, which means the fees are tiny, almost negligible.
And that is the system. The pieces fit together. Your risk is spread out, your costs are low, and your main job is to be patient and let the broader economy do the work for you over decades.
So all this time, I was looking for a needle in a haystack. I was trying to find the one single sharpest piece of hay, when I could have just bought the whole haystack.
And what does that feel like?
It feels quiet.
Like I can finally just close the app and get on with my day.